Hello there, how's it going? It is Sunday morning, February 2nd here in Australia, and it's time for another update about Star Wars Celebration. So if you don't know, I just wanted to make a little chronicle of my Star Wars Celebration trip. I'm going to Celebration in April over in Japan. I've never been out of the country before, I've never been to a Star Wars Celebration, so I just really wanted to record the before, during, and after of this trip. More for myself than for anyone else's benefit, no offense. But I'm just very excited about it, and I want to remember all this, basically. I've already done one video, which was talking about our preparation for Japan and some issues we had with our flights. And now I'm just going to talk about some more stuff. So to catch you up to date, we have our accommodation, we have our flights, and we have our Star Wars Celebration tickets. So yesterday we spent the day sort of planning out what we want to do over in Japan. We organised our travel insurance, we organised a pocket Wi-Fi device which will allow our phones to work properly over in Japan because I don't trust international data roaming. My phone service barely works in Australia. I don't trust it to work in a foreign country for $5 extra a day on top of my bill. So we've got that all sorted out. We are then looking at the things that we want to do in Japan outside of the convention, because we have Star Wars Celebration on 18th, 19th, and 20th, so we want to fill out the rest of the trip, because we're going for about 15-16 days. We wanted to make a trip of it. So like I said, we got our travel insurance, we got our pocket Wi-Fi, we changed one of our accommodations to a Disney hotel for when we go to Disneyland and Disney Sea. That's going to be really, really fun. And then we were just sort of filling out the rest of the trip. Like, what do we want to go see in Tokyo? We want to go to like Tokyo Tower, Tokyo Station, like the stuff that has like all the character street stuff, Akihabara, Shibuya, Harajuku. We want to go to like the Capcom store, the Show and Jump store. Karen wants to go see like the Sailor Moon stuff, I want to go see like all the arcade stuff, just stuff like that, like your standard touristy kind of stuff. We're not really going to do anything insane, I guess. We do want to go to Kyoto as well. We're going to go to the Nintendo Museum out there, which should be nice and fun. It's a little 30-minute experience, nothing too grand, but we managed to get tickets for that, so that should be really fun. And we are also planning to go to Universal Studios over in Osaka. Sadly, just the way our trip sort of fell on the calendar, we're only going to get to go one day there, where we're going like 3 days to Disney. We're only going to get to go one day at Universal Studios, and the main thing we want to do there is the Super Nintendo World, which is a little bit difficult to get into if you're not really willing to spend money on like the massively overpriced express passes. So we're just gonna have to try our luck and see what we can get on the day that we're going, and we're also going on a really bad day. I would love to hear recommendations for what people think we should do in Japan. We are going to go see like all the geisha stuff, the tea ceremonies. There's a samurai museum we want to check out. So we do have like a decent amount of stuff filled out, but there are a few gaps here and there where we could be like, oh, we don't really have anything down for this day. What should we do on that day? So if anyone has any recommendations, things in Japan if you've been to or you've heard about, please let me know. Back to Celebration though. So last week, I think it was last week, they released the photo ops, and I decided to check them out. Now here's the thing, in Australia we have a couple of conventions. We have like Supernova, we have Oz Comic Con, we have PAX, but they're not huge massive conventions like you get overseas internationally, like in Japan, in America. All your cons are massive over there. Ours are very small, and for lack of a better word, they're not very exciting. We do get guests occasionally, but I've never really been one to go out and get photos with guests that come to our conventions, just because it's never really been my thing. We went and got a photo with Tamura Morrison back in 2023, and the main reason we did it was because we were wearing our Star Wars cosplays, and we were like, well, this seems like a no-brainer to get a photo with him while we're dressed like this. So that was really fun. The photo ops came out for the guests that are currently announced for Japan, and I'm not gonna lie, the guest list is very slim. That is not a worry to someone like me who doesn't super care about this kind of stuff, but it is like small at the moment. I think you've got maybe 12 or 13 guests down for photo ops. But I was like, okay, I'll have a look and, decide when I get there, And I'm going through the list, and there's a couple of people that I'd be like cool to get a photo with. You know, Sam Witwer, that would be awesome to meet. Manny Jacinto, I would love to meet him from the Acolyte. He would be cool to really get a photo with. For me, Ahmed Best is actually like maybe top of the list to get a photo with. Not just because of his portrayal of Jar Jar Binks and Kelleran Beck, but also he's just a really good like martial artist, and he's worked in other things. He's currently working on the upcoming game South of Midnight. He's just done a lot of stuff that I think is really cool. And I'd love to get a photo with the guy. He seems like an awesome guy, and so he's like top of my list. Another one that would be cool is Doug Chang. If you don't know who Doug Chang is, he's like a production designer and does a lot of designs for Star Wars stuff. He was also previously the Chief Creative Officer, which is, I believe, is a position that Dave Filoni has now. So he would be really awesome to meet as well. Like I said, this is not something that I really do a lot. I go out and get photos and that, but I was like, oh, I'll have a look at the prices, and I was kind of shocked. So if we have a look at someone like Manny Jacinto, all right, let's have a look here. We go in. So you can get a photo op or an autograph at the table. And honestly, he's not super expensive. 15,000 yen, or nearly 16,000 yen for photo, nearly 14,000 yen for autograph at the table. If you want to convert this to Australian dollars, a good rule is to just move the decimal place 2 spots to the left, and that is the approximate Australian value. It's off by a couple of dollars, but it's pretty close. So $159 for the photo op, $139 for the autograph. Not extortionate, not fantastic, you know. I'm like, okay, that's not bad, right? Then I had a look at Ahmed Best, $169 for the photo, $179 for the autograph, $119 for a selfie at his table, which maybe, that's reasonable for me, and $219 for an autograph and selfie. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's getting up there. And then they announced like Rosario Dawson the other day, $282 for a photo, $345 for an autograph, $285 for another autograph, which is just a photo. The other one's a premium autograph, sorry. And then you can get a duo photo with Ashley Eckstein as well for $535. That's a lot to me. That's insane. Those are insane prices to me. When we got a photo with Temuera Morrison in Supernova back in 23, I think it was like $100, if that. It might have been cheaper. And I was just like, that seems like a lot. And then I was like, okay, Diego Luna, $245, you know, for the photo. 49, sorry. Alan Tudyk, $195. Mads Mikkelsen's there, $245. 49, sorry, I can't read. It's a decent chunk of change, to be honest. It's a decent chunk of change. And I'm not like, this was never my like, oh, I have to do this. I have to get photos at Celebration. It was low on my list, if it even made the list at all. I was kind of shocked. I don't know if I should be shocked. I don't know if this is the norm for these kind of events, but like I said, I don't go to conventions to get photos with celebrities. It's just not my thing. It never has been. But I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit like, oh, this is way more expensive than I thought it would be. And I was a little like, damn, okay, that kind of good in a way, because it definitely frees up my like, okay, I don't have to line up to get this done now. I can just go off and do the other stuff that I want to do. But it's like, I was legitimately surprised by how much it was. So yeah, long story short, photos are expensive. Anyway, we're getting closer to Japan. We are currently at 75 days, I think, maybe 74, I can't really remember, till Star Wars Celebration, which means 72 days, I think, until we fly out. I'm looking forward to it. Now that we've got things like our travel insurance done, and that we know our phones are going to work over there properly, and we've got all of our accommodation sorted properly. I've been researching the train station stuff, public transport, just sort of how to get around over there, and I'm feeling a lot more confident than I was like 3 weeks ago, which is good. Still not keen on flying. Don't love that at all. Anyway, this is that's the end of this update for now. Nothing too exciting in this one. Nothing too exciting in any of them, really. But yeah, thank you for watching if you made it this far. I know this isn't a super exciting video, but this, like I said, this is more for me than anyone else. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you want to keep watching the lead up to Star Wars Celebration, make sure you follow me here and over on TikTok. I'll be doing some more videos like this in the lead up to Celebration. Anyway, thank you for watching. May the Force be with you, always.